All of us have been disappointed by something or someone during our lives. But what happens when we have continued disappointment that leaves us feeling disheartened, hopeless, defeated, and lacking courage? Hey everybody, I'm Sherri Kreps, your spiritual fitness coach. Today we're going to God's Word and look at His truths for how to win today over discouragement. So often our expectations create scenarios that put us at risk of becoming discouraged. Either something happens in our lives that we didn't expect to happen, or something we were expecting to happen doesn't. Over time, this can rob us of our joy, destroy our passion, and cause us to lose sight of our purpose. In 2 Corinthians 4, 8 and 9, Paul says, "We were afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not driven to despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed." When I think about being afflicted, perplexed, persecuted, and struck down, that sounds like a recipe for discouragement. But Paul shares the truth that even while experiencing difficulties, we are not crushed, not driven to despair, not forsaken, and not destroyed. How can that be? How can we overcome discouragement when we are faced with so many difficulties in our lives? I believe the key is in our perspective about what we are experiencing. If we look only at the circumstance that we are in or the difficulties we are facing, we might find ourselves spiraling downward and becoming discouraged. But if we look at the difficult times in our lives with spiritual eyes, our perspective is different. Paul goes on to say, "So we do not lose heart. Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. For this light, momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison, as we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal." Notice how he calls all the hardships that he and we experience light and momentary affliction. Now, when we are hurting or discouraged, I know it sure doesn't feel like it's light or momentary. But the Bible tells us that these things are preparing for us eternal glory that far outweighs anything we are going through. So hard times and seasons of feeling disheartened or defeated cause us to long for something beyond this physical world. The things that we can see are temporary, but the things that we cannot see are eternal. If you want to win today over discouragement, I want to challenge you with the following. First, take an inventory of your heart and see if there are hard things you are enduring that are causing discouragement. Secondly, begin to look at these hard things as light and momentary in comparison to the eternal glory that God is preparing for you. Intentionally look at the difficulties as temporary. When we realize that what we see is temporary and what we don't see is eternal, it changes our perspective on the circumstances that could lead to discouragement. Now, go win today.